Let's see. Where's this shit at? Boom. Fast forward a little bit of it.
And then, so I didn't message. I responded back to his original Instagram message, and I said, "Hey, I got your message on Proton Mail," and he said, "Cool, delete this." So I deleted it. That's how I ended up getting this message on Tuesday. So the message that this right here, this manifesto, if you want to call it that, came in on Tuesday. And when I started reading this, my initial take was, okay, this is off the deep end. It's bonkers. I can't validate or verify any of the stuff in this manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him that in a subsequent email. And I'll read that to you later, my response to him. And once again, my response to him elicited, hey, get me in contact with Sean Ryan, Fox News, and he even said Pete Hegseth. Get me in contact with Hegseth. And I'm like, dude, I don't have the incoming Secretary of Defense's phone number. Sorry, bro. That's the last time I talked to him. So yesterday morning.
What date was that?
That was Tuesday. That was this Tuesday. So we're Friday now. That was 3 days ago.
So
the day before
30th.
Yeah, the day before the attack. I dismissed this stuff out of hand.
The 31st. It was on the 31st.
Yes. In fact, I posted something on my.
You're not a child. You're a man. So stop wearing so many layers to go outside and get the bearskin.
I told your producer about this as well. But this was a post I made on Twitter. I was just trying to be humorous, off the cuff. I didn't mean anything about it. I was just being humorous for my audience. I said, my inbox was especially eventful today. Allegations of war crimes, government anti-gravity technology, and fears about being tracked and watched by the feds. It's always, the world is ending and I have this information that needs to get to the media, and never, how you doing, brother? Everything all right? I was just playing off of a meme.
Mm-hmm.
It was just supposed to be a joke. That was the body of his email that he sent me. And I didn't think anything about it. I didn't know who Matt Berg was, Matt Livelsberg, or anything else. He told me who he was in the email. He pointed me to his LinkedIn account. I didn't know any of this stuff. And I was just kind of being humorous with my audience. Like, I get these crazy messages sometime. And then the day after that message, I wake up and it was like, hey, Sam, nobody in the community seems to know this guy. Do you happen to know who he is? And I played that for you before we came up here. Just absolute shock. That's how I woke up yesterday.
Do you want to play it now?
Yeah. Excuse my language. I was definitely in shock. Let me find this chat. So,
while you're digging through that, you know what we should do? I should get that Instagram account from you to see if they messaged any of our Instagram accounts. And we should also get that email address.
I deleted it.
You deleted it.
He told me to delete it and I deleted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should also get that email address and see if they sent it in through the website, and see if he tried to contact us, get that to the FBI.
So I'm in a military.
Hopefully they actually do something.
Yeah. I'm in a military group chat. Buddy Green Beret, Corey, he says, at Sam. Nobody I've asked in the community knows him. You is at 8:46 a.m. yesterday. So I woke up and I said, OF, I'm shaking. This guy emailed me 2 days ago. I'm not playing. And then he said, damn. And then this was my response to him at 8:48. Like, just woke up.
Dude, I'm fucking shaking, bro. You don't understand. This guy emailed me and told me he was being watched by the FBI and Homeland Security, but they weren't going to do anything to him because he had a VBID. I'm not fucking playing, dude. I have the email. I am shaking, man. This is nuts.
And it goes from there. And I sat there for probably an hour talking to my wife. I'm shaking. I can't even think straight. Like, normal day is shot. And I didn't know what I want to do. Do I sit on this? Do I do nothing with it? I've got to tell somebody. I've got to tell the FBI at least, because this is huge. This is all over the news. And then I was like, well, dude, this guy wanted to get in contact with Sean Ryan. So let me get this to Sean Ryan, see if I can get with him. And I had a buddy who knew your producer, and we went from there. But
wow. You want to read the email?
Yep. So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes. He says drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operations Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they used a balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBID. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive VBID. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a VBID was. I had to explain what that acronym meant, literally.
You fucking serious?
Dead serious. I said it twice, and he goes, "You said that word VBID. Can you tell me what that is?" For your audience, a VBID, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a VBID is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower. So backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff. And this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with redacted IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Redacted commander at the time, redacted can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war because this is a mutually assured destruction situation. Then he says, for vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18 Zulu out of 110, that's 1st Battalion 10th Special Forces Group. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP access.
What is USAP? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is. But I checked his credentials on LinkedIn. So that was the first thing I did. I went to his LinkedIn page. First thing I noticed was all of his bona fides were in place. He has all the UAS training from USASOC and everything else. And so I said, okay, at least the guy knows what he's talking about with drones. That was a very rough dig into the guy. But my issue was I couldn't validate or verify any of this information. And I told him that. And how I responded to him was in a subsequent email. I said, this is obviously a very big deal, but I don't have anything to verify this information with. Talking about gravitic propulsion systems without evidence just makes me another UFO talking head. Like, I'm not going to go on my social media page and start talking about UFOs and anti-gravity systems and everything. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't. And he said, can I get on Fox News Contact on Signal as well as Sean's show? Hegseth would be good too. That was his last message to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, what is a gravitic propulsion system?
To be honest with you, it is a fancy term you're going to find in science fiction. You won't find it in any, as far as I know, you won't find this in any kind of official manual or, scientific research. This is all science fiction. So, but what struck me is his use what strikes me now, not then, but what strikes me now is his use of a very specific term that nobody else call it. If you asked me, I would say an anti-gravity propulsion system. That's how I would describe it, because I don't know this stuff. He said gravitic propulsion system.
We looked that up last night too, and all we could find was same thing, science fiction type stuff. But there are some things that line up. One is, like I had mentioned, well, let's talk about the guy's story. Obviously, he had a VBID. Obviously, he was in the military and served. And the thing that he was talking about in 2019, we pulled a report. This is from October 9th, 2019. UN report find alleged drug facilities were not lawful target airstrikes caused significant civilian casualties. The United Nations Special Report, which examines the impact on civilians of the United States airstrikes on alleged drug processing facilities on 5 May 2019 in Afghanistan, determines the operation caused a large number of civilian casualties. The report also examines the legal framework applicable to this incident. In June 2019, the UN assistance mission in Afghanistan, together with representatives of the Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, conducted a site visit to areas impacted by the strikes in Farah Province, Bakwa District, as part of its extensive fact-finding into the 5 May incident. The UN verified 39 civilian casualties, among them 14 children, 1 woman, from multiple airstrikes on more than 60 sites that the United States Afghanistan identified as drug production facilities in Bakwa District and in parts of neighboring Delaram District of Nimraz Province. Moreover, the UN is working to verify credible reports of at least 37 additional civilian casualties, the majority of whom were women and children. Although airstrikes on the alleged drug processing facilities had taken place before, this was the first time that UNAMA had received reports of large number of civilian casualties resulting from such an operation. And it goes on. I'm not going to read all this. We'll link the article here. But so that 100% lines up. The other thing, that really struck me is, like I had mentioned, after our phone call, jumped in an interview. After the interview, checked my phone, and I had several Green Berets, former Green Berets, one still active. Actually, I'm just going to say it was Tim Kennedy sent me a message late last night about 9 p.m. and said, hey, I should have brought my phone up here, but hey, basically that USASOC wants to give me more context on what had happened on this guy. And so first I wasn't going to take the call because I don't trust the government anymore. I don't think anybody does. But I was on the phone with my producer, who was a naval surface warfare officer, and my attorney, Tim Parlatore. They said we should talk to him. So I called Tim, was really pissed off, reamed his ass about it, and then later apologized. But, I think you had mentioned that you had received a message from somebody that says nobody's heard of this guy. Tim sent me a picture of him shooting with this guy. And I don't know if I should release that photo or not, but Tim basically told me this. So I got the POA's number, the public affairs officer, sent it to Jeremy and Tim. He talked to them, and what they wanted us to know was that this guy was an upstanding soldier, an excellent operator, was moving on, was moving towards retirement and moving on to basically enhance the future of warfare. They wanted us to know that. Then the PA officer, sounds like almost jokingly said, which I don't know why you would joke about this, said that, and between us, which why the fuck would a POA officer say between us? I mean, if they didn't want us to know that information, then they just wouldn't have told us that. But they wanted us to know, obviously, that the DNA with his with his supposed child was not a match. And so I think what they were trying to do is basically make this out to be, oh, this is why this happened. He got bad news that's not his child, and so that's why he did it. But with all the other context, especially with the 2019 incident, which was obviously a cover-up, I think that has a major role in this. The other thing is, I started receiving a lot of messages from one of the redacted names, who's a DEA agent, the one that he's talking about in the email to you. We got it from multiple sources, one of which was actually a videographer for me, I think 4 years ago. He worked for me a very short period of time. I had to let him go. He joined the Army, went to OCS, became an Army officer, sent me a text, super freaked out. Apparently he was on some rafting trip with somebody that knows the DEA officer and said, hey, this guy's still operational. He wants his name redacted.
Wow.
Not the only one. Then I received a message from another very close friend of mine who's been on the show several times saying that he got word that this guy was still operational. And so that's why we decided to redact his name. I was getting upset because I didn't receive any communication up to that point. Well, then I checked my LinkedIn. I said, let me see if this guy actually messaged me. Sure as shit, that DEA agent did message me, said that he wanted to talk to me before tomorrow's interview. It was really important.
Wow.
We tried to contact him, not from my phone. I'm not calling any of these people, but from somebody else's phone. He didn't pick up, and we weren't going to send any text thread to show any communication between us any more than the LinkedIn message. And I didn't hit him on LinkedIn. So that also 100% checks out. Now, the weird thing is anonymous as this guy wants to remain, if I remember correctly, he posted something about the Green Beret that set the bomb off.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was his latest post. Well, Jeremy, what was it? What did the post?
And it was just a report of the story.
It was just a report of the story. So very interesting how all this stuff is lining up. What do you think?
I told the guys downstairs, I jokingly said this to my wife the day that I got that email, because I read the email to her. You all have heard the email now. You realize without context of who this person is, how just crazy it sounds. And I told her, I said, well, I mean, I guess if the dude ends up getting rolled up by the feds or he gets killed, we got a story, huh? Man, famous last words, right?
Yeah.
That's so I looked at, and I want to give context on one of the things. I saw this going around on social media. People were saying that his Signal chat, his safety number changed.
And listen to
You
this.
saw this on X, but it was all over X. Apparently his safety number on Signal changed. He messaged me on Signal. So I went on there to look myself to see if it changed. And sure enough, it had. On January 1st, after the bombing, after he was dead, his safety number changed. That's all he sent me. He said initial contact, and I gave a thumbs up, and his safety number changed at the bottom.
Look at that.
That's after he's dead. I don't know enough about Signal to know why that would happen. Somebody has to have manipulated that, though, and messed with it. Somebody had to have been in his account after the fact and done something for that to have changed.
What did the FBI say when you contacted him?
Not a lot. I gave him the story on what went down. Was very over the top, telling them, hey, I am being transparent in every way. Feel free to contact me at any time. This is my address, my name. This is why he contacted me. This is my social media page. This is any reason why this could have happened, why this got dumped on me. This is the information. They took it. They were gracious. They were nice to talk to. Mind you, I had to explain what a VBID was, which was disheartening because you're the FBI, but that's another issue altogether. But nothing beyond that. They said, thank you. And we'll be in touch if we have any further questions.
Well, they definitely got in touch with CID.
Yeah, they did.
Because that went all the way to the top of the Army. And, I'm going to dig in a little bit more on this report from 2019. However, according to international humanitarian law, including international customary law, facilities that contribute economically or financially to the war effort or of a party to a conflict are considered civilian objectives. The report, jointly produced by UNAMA and the UN Human Rights Office, concludes that the drug facilities associated with workers may not be lawfully made the target of attack and should be protected. The United Nations maintains that considering these objectives and individuals legitimate targets dangerously erode the fundamental principle of distinction, placing the broader civilian population and infrastructure at risk. The report sets out a number of recommendations, including that the appropriate and legal response to illicit drug activity is through law enforcement, not military operations that endanger civilians.
Well, and here's the thing. We want to know why the DOD is scrambling on this, why the FBI pushed this to them so quickly, to CID all the way up to the very top. These are very, very serious allegations.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like UN level opening an investigation type stuff into alleged war crimes. This is no joke.
It did happen.
Yeah, the ripple effect is going to be massive on this.
It did happen. I think we should take a quick break. I want to scrape our email to see if this Green Beret, what's his name again?
Matt Livelsberg.
Matt Livelsberg. Let's see.
Burger. Okay.
Let's see if Matthew Livelsberger sent us an email through our website email desk. We'll be right back.
What do you guys think? It's wild, ain't it? Wow. I trust his show more than I trust the FBI. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Yeah, that goes without saying, though, bro.
That was that's some deep stuff, ain't it?
Yeah.
So the two, oh my God. So the two different events were two separate events just by circumstance. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
Yeah. You say
You
sure?
believe that? You believe that?
You don't think they were?
Fuck. Come on.
You think they were together?
Damn near within hours of each other.
Yeah, you are right. But this guy is exposing something that the military he has a top secret clearance, high clearance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
this is the problem that we have, right? Years ago, and I mean decades, you had guys come back from the military, like World War II and Korea guys, right? Hold the line. Don't tell the truth. They'll stick with the story all the way through. And then you get this modern day guys that see that
they come back, they can't wait to tell motherfuckers shit.
Well, that too. But they see that the American people are being bamboozled and fucked up and lied to, and people are getting their emotions wrapped up. You would have never heard anyone in the military admit about the military industrial complex. You hear many guys come back.
Oh, yeah. Prime example. I go to dinner with a friend of mine and another guy who's also in the military, and his wife was a police officer. In the middle of dinner, this dude started talking about Afghanistan. I'm looking at him like, dude, I really don't want you to talk about this shit in front of my wife and shit. What the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And he didn't get it, dude. Just kept fucking going. I was like, yeah, okay, right. Just trying to shut him up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, this is not the place. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it's even deeper than that. Where we
your mic's low.
Guys that'll come back and tell you about, how we go to these different wars and who is profiting off of that.
Oh yeah,
right.
These private private contractors, Raytheon,
and not the actual boots on the ground, but the actual corporations.
Yeah.
Sitting over here and our politicians who take their money out right before it's about to tank. And then
who is getting?
There you go.
Who's the vice president doing Bush? Cheney. Halliburton. Mm-hmm. Yep. Halliburton. Thank you, Two Legs. Halliburton was doing the drivers and stuff. They were paying drivers $10,000 a month. You go drive over in Iraq and Afghanistan, but you're subject to get your fucking head chopped off. You know what I'm saying?
On the other side of that, every driver they had making 10,000 a month, they were probably making 60,000 from that person being over there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, so
Exactly.
they were getting at least triple the amount of money that the person that they put in the
Right.
ground. But
So
you never heard those guys. I see it. I see it go.
no, I was gonna say, guys, now you see what the show's gonna be about tonight, and we got a lot more to go. So hang on, and we're gonna go ahead and open the show, and we'll see you guys when we get back. And boom. Let me let me figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
Just
God damn.
holding tight.
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, we're back, guys. I got my hat on. Look, Al don't.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Cue card.
I gotta fix my cameras. I'm too fucking short. No. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Thank you guys for coming over supporting the show. We're on, let's see, let me get some music going. We're on the where are we on? Rumble, LinkedIn, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. And yeah, we're on all those stations. So yeah, Tulag, yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, I heard about they was building faulty facilities that will electrocute while you was taking the showers and stuff. Yeah, I heard about all that stuff. And um yeah, and they knew it and didn't give a fuck. Yep, because the contracts were so elaborate. Them guys was making billions off of that. You know, even the Coke machine guys was making billions. Um, so I want to say, you guys give us a thumbs up if you're watching any of these channels. We got a lot of people to watch these channels, and especially you guys watching the channels after they air. It goes up significantly on the numbers. We're gonna probably have some guests on next week, and I just got to get with them. You're gonna be surprised who's gonna be on, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're gonna try to get some more people that's coming on throughout the year, and also we're gonna go ahead and thank who supports this show, and that is Saber Team Tactical. Oh, I'm on the wrong page right now, huh? Let me kill that off. Go to the
Doink.
home page. I was looking at something else. That's why.
Glad it
And
wasn't your
hmm?
doctor.
Huh?
So I'm glad it wasn't your favorite doctor.
Oh yeah, no, I don't look at this shit. I don't want to hear. I'll do that after the show. Go to saberteamtactical.com and there you go. Al.
Yes, sir. Right the Bear is the name of the game. We stick with them. They're our partners, and we appreciate them. One of the big things that we always talk about is the benefits of why to have a protection program. When it happens, you'll know, and you'll need it, and you won't want to go through trying to find out where the funding will come to defend you, because it's necessary and it's immediate. The first phone call you make, you're speaking to a lawyer, and then you need that. You need that. You need somebody to calm you down, and you explain it, and then they refine and tell what you need to say and be on the way. That's the other point I want to make. They're on the way to
Bail
you
you out.
if that's necessary, or to get your original statement. And the law enforcement is going to want a statement. They will be right there with you. You should not give a statement without your lawyer in attendance. And if the lawyer that is assigned, you want to get a different one, there's a process, and you can get your own lawyer. You have a personal lawyer, as long as he's acceptance of the fees, and they're able to pay through Right to Bear. Streamline right on in, and they'll take care of it. So plug and play. You need some services. You don't need services this month. All that's there. Go to the website, take a look at it. And again, if you see anything that you get questions about it, you can ask either one of us. You can reach out to them. They're very friendly. I mean, it's a business. They're trying to sell it. So if you have questions, ask them. And,
Yeah.
to your satisfaction before you join up.
And it's beating out a lot of people. There's some people who are dropping the other brands and going with them.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Yeah, we see it
major
all the time.
folks.
We got guys making videos about it.
Yeah.
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 It's obvious. They're setting the way, and a lot of the other companies are changing their ways and following suit and taking pieces from Right to Bear, and they're doing it that way. So it's a viable product.
Mm-hmm.
Very viable.
And
Go
from
look
there,
it up.
go ahead and click on the classes. The training schedule is up, guys.
See that? There
Yep,
it is.
it's
All
up.
right. So anything that you see a date pending, you can request that. We can set a date for you, or you can take that as an individual course, private one-on-one, and we have new pricing for that goes into effect
Today.
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah.
So it's up and running. So if you are interested, or you know someone that's interested, especially the private one-on-one, we do a lot of brand new shooters. I'm working with a lady right now, brand new shooter, terrified of guns, and I think we're past 150 rounds now, and she's rolling. So you want to get down, somebody that's, hey, I don't really want it, but I do and I don't. Send them out. Get past it.
Oh, we lost your audio.
Even I don't touch nothing. Even if we decide not to, if they decide not to carry, at least they understand fundamentals.
Yeah, it's going in and out, your audio.
Not
Either it's you or is it me? I don't know, guys. Let us know in the chat. Is it
Hands
me
up.
or is it no?
Don't shoot.
Yeah. Hands up.
I
Don't
didn't
shoot.
touch a damn thing.
Okay.
Let me see if I got one more boost I can make over here.
It's one of us. That's probably me.
All right, yeah. My
I
eardrum.
don't see nothing in the chat. The guys ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. So maybe we're good.
Maybe I'm off the air and don't even know it.
And when you scroll down, the first one coming up, but hopefully this is cool.
It's right there. It's on the top.
I want to make sure.
No, they're in order this time. They're in order.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you put that.
I put them in order.
All right.
One of y'all got to get on internet. Thanks to Magazine, it never fails.
Yep. So we got a concealed carry stop the bleed on May 24th. Very good class. Information is really good, and
smoke grenades will be popped on this one.
What? Okay. Smoke grenades come back again this year.
Yeah.
Very good course. Information to have to mitigate bleeding.
Oh, they said you going in and out.
I saw that. To make sure that you are able to help people, not only yourself, but also family members or anyone that you may be inclined to assist. It is really more so than just gunshot wounds, guys. That's the key to it.
Yeah.
It's across the board.
And we're going to talk about some tactics you guys need to change because what just happened the last couple of days. So some tactics needs to change on how you guys operate. And I want to talk about
daily routines.
Yeah. I'm talking about your tools of working with. And because the police tactics have changed. And we'll talk about that too.
July 5th. Shotgun for self-defense class. Excellent. Again, a lot of guys talking about shotgun. A lot of guys talking about doing it. Get a shotgun. Once they hear that rack, well, they're gonna rack too. That's what I tell every time I hear somebody say that. It's like, okay, you think people breaking in your house in the middle of the night and they're not gonna be armed? You go, they go click click. Now what? You have to be ready to put rounds down range. Simple as that. So if you don't train with it and you think that rack and that noise, I think what was it? Biden said get a double barrel shotgun and chamber it. It doesn't make any noise.
I wish I could find that video what liberals think shotguns do. The guy sitting up there threatening the guy. Every time the guy say something, he was all the bullets was coming out of the gun.
I remember that.
Yeah. By the time the guy was ready to attack him, he didn't have any rounds in him.
Exactly. It's not that simple, Maybe I don't know when would have been applicable. I just don't. I mean, maybe the
That's
20s.
Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, because
Hollywood.
if you notice Hollywood, every time a guy has a Glock pistol and they're moving or
It makes
doing, they're
noise.
picking it up, and the guns go. It's like,
I said,
what
if
is
my
it? Got
gun made
salt,
that
pepper,
much noise, I
salt,
would
pepper.
send it back.
Yeah.
It would wind up in Smyrna. There's
Right.
no way, anytime I move my gun, it click, click, clack, click, click, clack. And that means something wrong. There's
Right.
something wrong with the gun. But anyway, Stop the Bleed, medical and rifle battle class. That's a good one too. And the reason why is that it puts you under stress and have you work with other individuals, whether you know them or strangers. It will get you up to speed because it's a lot of confusion and it's chaos, but you have to control yourself and find a way through.
And that's also a smoke grenade class.
Yeah, I saw that in the background. That's good.
Yeah.
Rifle and PCC class. Learn to run your rifle like a pistol.
And you notice there's some summer dates in there too. So I'm planning on coming out in the summer to heat.
Hey man, I was just noticing that was 4 that I count right now, and shit, it's too hot for you in October. So
Yeah, it's gonna be hot, but I come out to play. You know what I'm saying?
that's it. Rifle and PCC class, my man. It will show you how to run it and drive that rifle. That's the key. If you're gonna drive the rifle, drive your pistol carbine, you will drive it. You will really, how can I say this? If you are good right now, you will be much better after taking this class. If you are brand new, this is the time for you to get out there because we take everybody in this class and you'll accelerate your skill level and you'll learn, right? Learn a little instead of take time off your speed.
Right.
So if you have a certain your competition or just a guy like the rest of us out here doing it, and you know you can do it at a certain level, you want to go to hot next level, this is the class for you. Hey, is that SIG in there? I'm looking at the pictures.
That is, the SIG is to the far right. That's it to the far right. That's the SIG to the far right. That's the Sega in the middle, and that's the old trusty AR.
I'm surprised you let the SIG hang out with them. Rifle.
I took that picture when I was still shooting competition. Then
hey, look, it might get dirty. Just sitting.
Oh yeah, it's the other two pistols and the rifles not worthy.
Exactly.
That's the most expensive one sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
The same price as the other two combined, plus.
Yeah.
Rifle and tactical gear class. That's the end of the year. I see you coming up early, bro. October 4th.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Changed it.
Good.
Yep.
October 4th on rifle and tactical gear class is gonna be a bang big league. I
was gonna say most of these classes are gonna be doing on the old Cowboy Town, Attack Bay. Bay 8. So we're gonna get full exposure, and everybody's seeing us now.
Dude,
right there.
Not only that, but you also got that's a 50, maybe 60-yard shot, depending on where you set up. That's full range, yeah. A lot of movement. Yep. Rifle tactical gear class, and that is intermediate and above. I got the new two. I saw the new two earlier.
Okay.
You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared to run your rifle throughout the class. There's no assistance. There's no remedial work. We're going right to it. And if you can't keep up, you're just gonna sit off to the side because it's one of those classes where you have to stay with the progressions, or everybody stays back. You know, we did a neophyte group one time, and not one person had ever done any moving and shooting. Hell, half of them had never shot a gun the first half of the day. And somebody with their somebody decided that we were going to go ahead and let's run them. Let's see. Everybody made it through, but there was one of those deals where we had to tighten up the ship, and I mean tighten up the ship. You remember that day, yeah?
Tulag, this class, what you say, you guys need to run a plate carrier and versus a battle rig class. This class that's why it's called rifle and tactical gear class. It's based on gear with your rifle. So if you have that type of gear, this is a class because I help you guys figure out if it works for you, if it don't work for you. I adjust guys' equipment while they're going through the whole class, and we may take stuff off, we may put stuff on. So that's what this class is designed to do.
Yep. Recommended upgrades if somebody bought the good and they realize that it's not working, or it rips or tears or falls apart, that's what this is for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we got a couple of new classes on here, dates upon request.
Yeah, and those are the reflex optics, which is also armor, pistol or rifle, and sight them in, and iron sight 0 class, right, for rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed, and I've heard this numerous times, and Big Shooter can add in if you feel like it. People who buy optics think that the optic is already zeroed when they buy it from the store.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
So yeah, same with the iron sights. They think the same
Well,
thing.
I mean, I heard guys,
Yeah,
iron sights, they think because you bought them that
they're already zero. Yeah,
as long as one is in the front and one's in the rear, I'm good.
right.
But there are people who think when we met one guy that an red dot is zeroed for you, the individual, once you buy it. All you have to do is slap it on your gun and
Mm-hmm. That's what they think. They don't even understand what bore sighting means.
they don't, not only
Yeah.
bore sight, they don't understand sighting in, that it's sighted in. And I'm
Yeah.
having this conversation, and it's like, oh my goodness, this dude is really, it's clueless. And it's one of those deals where you can't even be an asshole to this guy because
Right.
he's just that ignorant. Because he
Right.
said, well, I bought it. No, not that you bought it. Where did you sight it in? Oh, like when I took it out the box, I put it on and I made sure it was tight.
Right. And so it's not just we put this. Well, if you don't have it mounted, we'll help you mount it. We'll bore sight it, we'll zero it to you.
Yeah, nice.
And if you already have it mounted, you come out there, we'll bore sight it, check your zero with it, and run you through some drills with it so you feel comfortable. So you're going to shoot maybe about 150 rounds or so. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I didn't even put the round count on the damn thing. I changed that up.
See, it's like a rough draft.
Yeah. And so I'll put the round count on there, about 150 rounds. But yeah, you're really you'll learn some stuff on there. You know what I'm saying?
And we have some tidbits that we've learned over the time that we can get people to accelerate when they're using the optics and things like that. So
right. And especially you guys with these RMR pistols. You're gonna learn how to shoot a distance with it. 20 yards. I'm sorry. You're gonna learn how to shoot. If you can't hit damn near headshot at 20 yards with an RMR or a red dot on your pistol, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just telling you.
Yep.
You know,
zero it in to you exactly.
Right.
Like to you, the individual.
Right. And that's what those enhanced sights, optics on your gun supposed to do, is allow you to get more distance shooting, you know? So what was that? I want to answer a Tulak's question. Defensive and patrolling. Yes, the class is on defensive, offensive, and patrolling. So it's all the above.
Right. This is what I was asking Big Shooter about.
That's
he deals with.
Yeah, they don't understand that they have the zeroed in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they don't. It's ignorant. And when you tell them about it, they look at you like you're crazy.
Bro,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
saved a guy in a class that we have, and I don't know. Sometimes I kick myself about saving him. He was a nice guy, and there was a real old crotchy motherfucker. Old crotchy motherfucker just about to take this dude's money. No, man, this dude don't know better. And the guy it was like a 15-yard shot, and we knew the guy couldn't make because it wasn't sighted in. He said, "What distance is it sighted in?" He said, "Oh, I put it on."
Yeah.
What distance is it? Well, I bought it at the store.
Yeah.
What distance is it sighted in? And I said, "Oh God, don't take that bet." And the guy was ready to take it. This crotchety old motherfucker, he was just like biting at the bit, looking at me like, "Shut the fuck up."
I was gonna embarrass the fuck out of him. I was gonna use that shit as a teachable moment, man, and you fucked it up. I was like,
he was the leader, man. He was the leader of the group.
I know. I don't give a fuck about embarrassing motherfuckers.
I know you don't. That's why I saved his ass. I was like, bro, this is
shit.
You can't make a shit. The damn gun was dropping at 20 yards.
Right. And Big Shooter says, plus they get a laser and thinking it's good to go without zeroing it.
Yep.
Also, yeah.
Just want
to be all over the place. And that's how them Rangers get all shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tulag, good Lord, like the good old days of Benning when we spent time doing Zero drills. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Big Shooter said them dudes with
Oh
the
my
beams.
God,
That's what they call them,
bro.
beams.
I don't know what that word means when they say. I hear people say it.
Yeah,
So, what are you talking about? You know the thing that come out in front is red
yeah. Seem
laser.
like pencil and paper.
He said,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, check those out, and we go from there. Laser engraving. I don't have any dates coming up until April, so I got to do some maintenance on my laser, and tomorrow get that back operational. And got a belt broke, so it's about a 4 hours worth of work. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of I got to make some more supplies for. We got 2 shows coming up in April back to back, plus the NRA show convention. Matter of fact, that's a good segue into that. I got that screen pulled up. You guys, if you're in the area, if you're not in the area, you're close. You might want to come down. NRA convention is going to be in April at the World's Congress Center. That's April 24th through the 27th. And it's going to be a good time. And from my understanding, I think the president's going to be down here. Also, we have a constitutional carry state. You can carry your gun inside the convention all over the place. You probably won't be able to carry it when the president's in that one room he's going to be in, but they'll probably let us know as they get closer. And but it's not a open carry state, but it is constitutional carry, so you got to carry concealed here. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't be walking around with rifles. Just walk around with pistols. You know what I'm saying? If you got a rifle, just keep it in your backpack. Nobody's gonna say nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's happening in April, and that's going to be a great show. We got some things we're going to do at that show, and we're going to do some videoing, and um, it's going to be great. I know I'm going to be there all 3 days. I already got my days, my Sunday approved, so I'm off, and I'll be there on Sunday, and I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because Sunday we get a lot of stuff on discount. You know what I'm saying? Or they just give it away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to be there on Sunday. So let's get back into the show. So the show tonight is terrorism in America. So we just had 2 terrorist attacks. 2 terrorist attacks in the United States. Let's talk about the one in New Orleans first. That guy, they're trying to say he acted alone. I don't think so. Because now they're saying,
I don't believe that, but keep going, keep going.
yeah, because now they're saying, I just watched a newsreel while I was listening to the thing. He made those bombs, those IEDs he made. He said they were very sophisticated, and nobody's never seen anything made like that in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So he's had some training. I wonder did the FBI train? I wonder did he go to the FBI school and get some bomb making skills? You know what I'm saying? And because he laid down 2 bombs, and they acting like they blew them up, and check this out. They're lying, Al,
Right.
because look what happened with the Atlanta bombing.
Mhm.
When that bomb exploded, within what 24 to 48 hours, they knew where the bomb was.
Who made
They
it?
knew
Where it came from? Where all the
what
ingredients were?
right. They know the same thing on this. They already know.
Right.
Yeah, but they're keeping it quiet. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean,
so let's rewind, right? Because
okay.
we got the incident takes place, and in this country, this is one of my pieces that I picked off it. All you have to do is go online. You can go to any Israeli news publication. You can go to any English publication, and you'll find the same thing. The information that they share with their people is information to keep people safe. The information that American media shares with our citizens is information that try to keep people from panicking, which means they lie to you.
Yeah.
That lady came out and she said there was not a terrorist attack. It's just a series of
She needs to be fired.
IEDs.
She needs.
Nope,
Yeah.
she can't be fired because she wasn't the one that came up with that information. there was probably 12
I
different.
think her wig came up with that information.
12. She got braids, bro. 12.
No, she didn't have braids. It was a freaking wig, dude.
12,
She had a White House wig on.
12 different people were involved with her to make that decision. And then
12?
she's the mouthpiece, at least 12. She's not making that decision at the end by herself.
So she was a spokesperson, right?
She's in charge. She was the agent in charge, but she's getting
Yeah,
this
she's the
information
special
from
agent in charge. Come on
and
now.
she's getting the information from everybody else. You think she was down on the scene and back at the press conference all in one?
I saw
Somebody
White-
told her this is what we got. And then
God.
she made the final decision. She may have been part of that. But what I'm trying to get to you is
Okay.
they tell us that it's not. Listen, they
Mhm.
say it's not a terrorist attack. It's just a series of IEDs and a car running into people.
Yeah, because they never said it was a terrorist. They never said it was a guy
That's
who,
the fucking. That's the description of a goddamn terrorist attack.
right, and he was shooting while he was driving.
Exactly. So that's a lie. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But that's to keep people from to be calm because we don't have terrorism in America. We
Mhm.
better understand that they're already here. Not necessarily in this particular case, both of these guys are American citizens. Well, I don't know how you distinguish.
Well, one killed somebody and one didn't. So
Well, yeah.
one was definitely an act of terrorism. One was a terroristic threat, I guess, because he only killed
Mhm.
himself. You know what I'm saying? So let's stick on the New Orleans one. Go ahead.
See, this is my like you too, like he understands what I'm getting at. Look at
But
it. This is
where it says it. Post it up.
this right here, right there.
Too
They
late.
told her this is what you're gonna say if you want to keep your job. Thank you. That's
So
what
she gets up
they-
there. That's
Yeah,
why
you
her.
know-
That's where her wig was on backwards.
there's people who come up and they'll say like, "Hey, this is what we got," and then somebody says, "Oh, how can we verify that?" Then you get people verifying, and you gonna run these guys over here, and then you come back here, and then you come back at the end, and it all melts down. They say, "Okay, this is what we got," and then they say, "Okay, let's not tell the people that it's a terrorist attack because we'll scare people off." Millions of dollars will be wasted because they have a football game to play that same day. So now we got to determine that that's the biggest point is that the game cannot be disrupted. The game cannot be canceled. We got to figure out a way to get the game.
Oh, she did have braids on.
That's the point is that you got to, the money was more important than anything else. The same thing we were talking about in the pre-show in reference to the military industrial complex. It's about making money. This is a corporate world. This is a corporate country. So in that case, people are looking at the bigger picture.
So they think they told her not to say this was a terrorist attack because there was too much money on the line for the next
Hell
day.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You see, they didn't cancel that game, just postponed it. And that right there is the difference. When you look at England has many bombs going off all the time. They're being threatened. Again, we're like a carbon copy of them because years ago they let in people who did not like their country to become citizens of their country, and they've been dealing with this shit for forever.
Yeah.
Now we've done the same thing over the last 10, 15, 4 years, and look what we got now. We got people who are here that don't like, people born here that don't like being here. Just leave.
But see,
Yeah,
every
it's
single
fun.
one of them people that came up, like Big Shooter says, the mayor, the police chief, said it was an act of terrorism, but the FBI spokeswoman said it wasn't.
Right.
But
that's the point.
the mayor was like a
Mhm.
fucking idiot. The fucking police chief, she needs to fucking retire. You know what I'm saying? Fucking and the FBI spokesman, she looks like she don't know what the fuck she's doing. She don't even look a day over 30. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Man,
I'm like,
but
what the fuck?
That the age thing, I can get over that. But my point is
can't,
that
but
this
I'm-
is the representative of the federal government. Trust me, she's a special agent in charge. She's not the head of any area of
Yeah.
the FBI.
Yeah.
So she's not going to go out off the reservation, so to speak. She's not going to go off on beating the pad and say, "I'm going to say this," regardless of what they tell me.
Right. She's not gonna do it because she's yeah. But 2 lakhs to the feds are compromised. Yeah, and it needs to be cleaned up. They need to fire a bunch of these fools. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All
Well,
these
it's
heads.
mostly the leadership.
Yeah, most of the leadership and the second and the third tier leadership needs to be fired too. And the only people they need to keep is the people who are in the field. You know what I'm saying? All leadership need to be wiped, and
That-
they need to hire
that's a
leadership
good way to
within
get
and to move
started.
up. Huh?
That's a good way to get started. But the key to the leadership part, what you're saying, is that you have to have experience, and veterans are the guys that are there for a while. The new guys don't have the same understanding and
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, see, Tulak, that probably can't. That was probably a political move. They was probably telling them, just like Tulak said, the mayor is caulking uh, the school loan to keep the money coming in. Yeah. So, oh, look who showed up! Invisible Hands Defense. What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for stopping through, my brother. Appreciate you. So, Big Shooter says, special agent in charge to go get the coffee. Go get the coffee, bitch. Oh, it's gaming chat. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for stopping through. All you guys are showing up. Where you guys been? And appreciate you showing it. And so yeah, this guy was he was a weirdo. You know what I'm saying?
He had issues of his own personal, and then he took it out on people who had.
But he said he was also going to kill his family, but he didn't
Right,
do it. He decided not to.
Pussy ass didn't do that. Deal with them.
But let's go back to, and when he drove his car through, you know, he goes down a whole almost a long. Anybody been to that area? You know, the blocks are long. They're like a quarter mile stretch on those blocks before they turn off. And so he went, I think it was like 75% of it before he crashed, but they had no barriers up, and they didn't
have
even
barriers up. They had the sidewalk was wide open. That's the problem. They had barriers on the street, and if you watch, dude,
he drove right
goes
around the
down
cop
street,
cars that was in there eating
and
eating
he
the
went on the
sandwich.
sidewalk. He went
He was
between
eating the sandwich.
He went between the wall and the
Go with the jokes, man. You need to be
No,
like my wife.
man,
Go with the jokes.
this shit irritated me, bro. I mean, it pissed me the fuck
I
off.
understand because you're looking at it from a police perspective.
And
Yeah.
not only that, but also I go to these type of events.
Yeah, I don't.
I know. I go to these things.
I
man.
don't.
I mean,
I stay my black ass home. I don't go nowhere.
We were gonna go down to the whatever the shit the last football
Peachtree?
game.
You serious?
Yeah.
Dude, you putting it in jeopardy, man. What's wrong with you?
You the one made fun of me going to the gay parade.
Yeah. Man, I ain't putting my family out, bro. No, no, I don't go out there because if you, I would listen to one of the videos. It showed when the guy drove down the road. Then all of a sudden you hear the truck crash. Boom. Then all of a sudden you hear the cops just open up. And they did not say, "Put your gun down, freeze."
Wait for that.
Him up. So that's why I want to say, you guys got to be careful if you're out in these crowds and you got rifles in your backpacks, and you go to break them bitches out to try to hit the crooks or whatever, especially these PCC guns. They're gonna look at you as a threat because now, especially you black guys. And remember, they always said the white guy was an existential threat to the American society, right? Well, now we just had a black guy just tied himself to an ISIS flag. So guess what, you black guys, or you guys who are brown, and also you white guys still. So now, anytime they see you guys out here and you rise up with a PCC, AK, AR, and trying to shoot and take down whatever, you're about to get juiced. Be careful. You might as well stick to pistols. And if you're not good at stick to pistols, you better get your ass to the range and start learning.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I immediately looked up the gun laws in Louisiana to see what up, because
you can carry.
Yeah, but I want to see, because you didn't see any good guys with gun.
Nobody drew.
It's very fast. See, that's the thing, right? It's
right.
Very fast.
So when he crashed, you're not going to know what's going down until he comes out and starts shooting. By the time he does that and
maybe
you pull
before
up to
you
hit
get
him, the cops are there and they're
Mhm.
hitting you and him.
and him, right? And did you see that corner where there was almost 12 to 15 cops standing on that corner?
Yeah,
The car goes by and it was like a gang war, just
they're all,
all out.
they all took
All
off.
just took off and ran in
Yep.
that direction.
hmm
And that's the
And
type
they
of
all had rifles. Every single one of them had rifles.
speed that you're talking about, bro. It's not.
hmm
There's no time to think. There's no.
So as
That's
soon as
why
you
if you
try to,
don't have any inkling,
yeah,
just stay concealed. Stay concealed.
yeah,
Wait till
stay
the threat is on you, because and it's sad to say it that way, but if the threat is down there and you don't know what's going on and you draw out here, you will become the threat now.
Or if you're in a freaking taco shop, you eating some tacos. This shit just happened outside. Why are you undrawing and to go outside to engage?
Bro,
As soon as you walk out that door with that gun in your hand, you're dead.
did you see the people just narrowly escape with their lives?
Yeah, I saw that.
Showing up. Then they go back outside to look.
Yeah,
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
You hear gunshots and a car crash. I am good. I see.
yeah. I'm not going to look. I'm DD miling out of there. I'm going to my car. I'm gone. Yeah, I'm out.
Way out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to two leg, there were
There we go.
barriers up, but they didn't cover the sidewalks. And if you look at the video of him riding on the street, he sits in traffic for about
The barrier was the police cars.
and he
There's two of them
rolls
sitting
his
like
car
this,
around.
and the guy was in there eating a hoagie.
Right.
And
Well, the key
go
to
right
it is that they were he looked for an opening.
yes,
It wasn't like it. That's the reason why it's kind of hard to say that he was working.
and
with
he had body armor on too.
because and he didn't. It wasn't like he knew 18th Street or whatever street at Bourbon Street.
Yeah, he just picked the
knew
street.
it. He just he was riding along past a number of streets, and then he gets to a certain point, see it is weak, and went down that street.
Right.
And that's the thing for cops that are out there. The same thing. Don't be weak.
Yeah.
Fortify your shit and pay attention, because the moment that you slip, they're waiting for us.
Right.
They're
And he
more
says
than there are you.
security was compromised, and from what I understand, it was some police, a couple departments in Louisiana that requested some training for a scenario just like this, and it was denied.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna come
Yeah,
out.
and yeah, it was. It's failure all around, and a lot of these weak cities are going to just constantly be failing.
Right.
Yeah,
But
New
you
Orleans.
gotta also understand that in government policing, the first thing they're gonna cut is training.
Yeah,
First thing they're gonna cut is training, because the mandate in most agencies is a yearly thing. Once a year, you got to go take these classes. You
Right.
got to qualify with your firearm.
But
So why waste money in the middle of the year?
but hold on though.
Mhm.
We knew this threat was here during 9/11. So we knew all our events would be compromised. So ever since 9/11, it went from year to year to year. We got more lax.
Yep. Every
And
time
now
something happens.
we don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They barely block the streets on some of these events. Now, where I live at in the county I live at, yeah, they got the garbage trucks blocking the roads and stuff, and all the utility trucks. So you're not driving down that road at all when they
This
block off.
this what happens when you become complacent, is what
Mhm.
you're describing, is when people decide, oh, and again, I'm gonna
But
a little
that's
bit-
because you have a senile police chief. She's
Well,
too old, bro. She needs to retire.
I understand, but at the same time, there's other people.
You need fresh blood.
She's not the only person sitting there saying, I need a car on 4th Street. I need a car on 3rd.
No. But she comes up with these ideals. She comes up implement these. She sets the tempo, bro. That's not how it works.
No,
Well, it works that way in the
district.
army. In the army, we got the general sets the tempo.
I hear
He
you,
sets the tempo for everybody else. And
Every
so,
district has a commander. That commander answers to the chief. The chief is the fucking mouthpiece. Is why I laugh when these motherfuckers always say, when we ran down the street, bitch, you ain't run nowhere.
yeah,
You ain't nowhere and nowhere near that fucking fight.
right.
So that makes me laugh. But they say we were on top of it. We were immediate response.
Okay.
I'm French. But
There's a good
go ahead, hit it up.
game in chat. The question is, why New Orleans? This guy could have chosen any town central at the New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Because I think the game was a
Yeah.
big draw. There's
Mhm.
a lot of people coming to New Orleans at the time. He's not too far away that he can actually drive there. So Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, other places, now you're hitting some kind of centralized things, or what do you call it? People who are just it wouldn't get as much acclaim as this would.
Yeah, all eyes. It's attention. It's
Right.
terror.
You get
He
Townsend in
caused
Austin,
terror. He's caused terror, basically.
Townsend in Austin,
Yeah.
Texas is not going to
Yeah.
cause the same as this.
So yeah, what are people in the streets? Yes, the streets are blocked off. So if you ever been to New Orleans, when they block off the street, you walk down the middle of the street. It smells like piss and stuff, but you walk down the middle of the street. Yeah, it's not as glamorous as everybody.
It just sounds exactly until you get
Yeah.
to that point where you
It
care.
smells. It smells like piss early in the morning and vomit. You know what I'm saying? It smells like that all day long.
There's drunks walking the street
Yeah.
at 4:00 in the morning, 6:00 in the
Yeah,
morning.
it's a dirty. They try to keep it clean, but it stinks. You know what I'm saying? They hose it down every day, but it still doesn't do anything. They need to put some bleach on that motherfucker. And some sad to say, some of those people got ran over. Man, that was just. Oh man!
But again, we don't know the whole thing yet. I don't know if we ever will. But the point is, this dude had an issue with his family, his personal.
Yeah.
He took it out on the public.
They know why he did it. They're just not releasing it. You know what I'm saying? They already know.
Will it come out? Will it come out that this guy, this is his anger, and then the ISIS flag and the all the stuff, the bombs and all that stuff. Is that a throw off? Let's throw everybody off.
I think it was a throw off, because if he came out and said he was a Trump supporter and all this shit, they would put his manifesto on the stoop. It'll still be playing today, the manifesto, where they'll close caption that bitch. But he probably said something to this administration or something going on, something political. They're not putting it out. You know what I'm saying? The second guy was an avid Trump supporter, but they found out his wife was a Democratic supporter. You know what I'm saying? And hated Trump. You know what I'm saying? But that's been hush. You know what I'm saying?
Right
Tulag, there are no old school military interest bearers.
Something like Bollock.
Solid ball still, yeah. 3 blocks.
People talking about that.
Or the how they used to do you can do it with the police cars. You can stagger them so they, do the S curve.
Right.
And
on the street corner.
Oh, in the corner. They usually they put the barriers to put the.
That's what he's saying. He's saying that they have them there. They just weren't engaged.
Right.
And that's what I saw that from a reliable friend who posted in a group that I'm in, and he said the same thing. And he's been there recently. I haven't been in years, but he's there recently. And he said that, and I can't remember it's another one of those English things. I think they're called bullocks, something like that.
Right.
And they raise up, and they're part of the street, and just as
they got caught slipping. They got caught slipping, and we're gonna get caught slipping other places too.
Right. We don't want to admit that they're here, and this can happen to us any day.
But see, the thing of it is, he wasn't from overseas. This is not even an overseas guy. This is see, and this is what I'm thinking. I think he did that. If he was called by ISIS to do that, that was a test to test the response. That was a test to test the police. That was a test to test everything what's going to happen after. Because we haven't seen when we do a terrorist attack happen and the first responders come in, then you have a second attack that happened on top of that one.
Right.
And take them out.
Mumbai. If you want to research something like that, look up Mumbai, the attack of Mumbai.
Oh yeah, Mumbai. Yeah, the Mumbai, that attack. They did that attack across town.
Right.
But the main target was the hotel.
And they were on a guy in an observation post that was right in center of everything, could see everything with binoculars, calling in everything, telling when guys to go and when to stop and run back. Here come the police. They had the police department locked down. Like cops and the chief included got locked in the precinct and could not get out.
Yep. They had to call their special forces in to come and deal with that.
Military had to come in and get them. And they have a whole different doctrine, because it was like a lot of people gonna get hurt. But we have to admit that we have a problem, and then we have to admit that we have to do things to prevent this. England and Israel are classic examples of governments that do that. Deal with the problem and let the people know up front. Let the people in England can tell you what they look for. People in England can they know the people suspicions of bombing, suspicion of knife attack, because that's their big thing over there. They watch people, and they the same thing basic officers get. You giving that, they giving it out to citizens, because if not, people are going to get massacred, and that's what's going to happen. People are going to
Yeah.
get massacred because people think that you can just frolic in the fucking streets and get drunk as you fucking want, not pay attention to who's around you. And here comes a dude. I watched some of these videos. If I had a weaker constitution, I'd probably be sitting in the corner right now, fucking crying. Kids fucking just playing. You can see the dude tagging the girl, and she looked back, and the girl just a fucking pissed.
Yeah, in the truck. Yeah, he caught her.
He fucking hit it and it's gone. There was no rumble in the fucking truck. The truck's going so fucking fast, and it had to be at least a 250 or at least.
Oh yeah,
big ass fucking.
No,
truck.
it wasn't. It was an EV. It was electronic, so it had the speed. It can go 0 to 60 in a couple seconds.
It didn't even rumble when she went underneath that.
Yeah, you didn't even hear it. You didn't even hear it.
No, and this is what's, like I said, it makes people such as myself and my family to say, fuck that, and just watch that shit on TV, because that's what they want. They want us not to do what we do on a regular basis. We do go to markets and go to, like you do festivals all the time. You don't go to the ones downtown, but the ones out in the country, you go to them. It's no different. They could be targeted too.
Right, but I got a lot more. I got a lot more conscious people around me that's probably looking for this shit.
It's not a force field. It's
not a force field. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I don't.
There you go with that old full bailout.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. I can't prevent the end date. I can't prevent it.
But you know what I'm saying? You have a conscience, and you say, you think about this.
But I'm not. I don't do anything reckless. I don't do anything dangerous.
You don't have to. These people who were attending this football game weren't doing anything reckless. They're dead. The 10 dead, and there's some odd people who were injured.
15 dead.
She's 15 now.
Yeah,
they weren't doing anything reckless.
They wasn't. I'm just saying they wasn't. But everybody knows you don't go into large crowded areas where people are congregating. You know this.
How would we get large crowds if everybody knew that?
They tell you that all the time. Don't go in the large. Yeah. Don't go in the
how
large
do we
crowd.
still wind up? How do we get?
Because a lot of people, the same way motherfuckers protested during the BLM. You can get COVID and don't protest. Motherfuckers out there, we want peace, we want justice, breathing in everybody's face, and then they all get COVID and shit.
But at the same time, you have this,
because people don't give a fuck. They think it's a fucking joke.
And it's America. We have a choice. We're not told.
We're born with freedom, and we don't realize how free we really are.
Absolutely. And that's going to be restricted now, because there are acts out there that we've already seen.
No, not really. They just had a parade down the same fucking street, and all the people got killed on.
When?
Today.
Was it a funeral or something?
No, they said fuck them. They're not gonna hold us back as Americans, and we're gonna have a fucking parade. And they had the fucking thing, the dancing and all that shit.
That makes certain people feel good. Some people feel good about that because they were scared. I'm telling you, there were people. If you allow it to, it will scare you. There's certain things that will, if you just let all this build up, and it'll just make you say, you know what, I'm never going outside again. And that's what this whole purpose of terrorizing is all about.
That's what it does. Yeah. Which is true. I don't go to certain places. I'm not. And when I do go, I got a swivel on my head, and I carry a certain type of gun and ammunition for that.
Well, that's a good segue to what I want to get next. The other thing is, people scaling down their guns, and everybody's buying a 365 and these little puny
scale up, baby.
So they got 2-inch barrel, but it has 12 rounds in it. But you still got no distance and effectiveness and blah, 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 ballistic. You got to start thinking about carrying at least a compact or bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Compact or bigger. I got a VP9. I'm going to put it right out there. And if it's not the VP9, I'm carrying a Glock 17. Because it's I'm not into the baby guns. I'm not into, the mouses and all that other stuff. It's a gun.
2-shot Dillinger.
No, I don't play cards, so I don't need
38s.
nobody underneath the table. Dude, I see mother talking about they're gonna put it in their boot. By the time you get that motherfucker out,
Oh, you're done. You're
last-
done. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
don't
you're
slide
done.
it in my boot.
Yeah, you're gonna see clouds, bitch.
I don't know what kind of life you living that you
Yeah. Two Lag said, there was a big chance the roadblocks were enabled if they work. There gotta be plenty of towns that don't have
Oh, yeah.
had yet installed roadblocks. Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's plenty. But I guess they will now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we have to come to that. Here's a stop tip. When you look at it, you have to come to a point of realizing that we're going to have to do things to harden not only our schools but also our events and our cities in general, because they'll be targeted just like this.
Yeah, but you don't know the mind of a killer. The mind of a killer is sadistic. And see, they got video of this guy walking around prepping with the bombs, placing them and stuff. He was walking around that place
Dude,
hours before he did this. You know what I'm saying?
this dude is 42 years old, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
He did an
It's
excellent
42
reconnaissance. You know what I'm saying?
His family says that he was trying to find himself.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. You know?
Yeah, it means that he was not feeling comfortable in who and what he was doing.
Yeah, it sounds like some GAY stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But he joined. It's apparently he had contact with ISIS based on this Fox News article.
Yeah, they can prove he had contact. Yeah,
Right.
the guy that drove
was
the initial run on the truck was not the same one that did the attack. I don't know. Somebody got killed, and he got killed, and because they shot him as soon as he got out the truck, so he was driving the truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if some other people were involved, they wasn't in that truck. You know, because eyewitnesses in the videos, we can see with the trucks driving on the road. You don't see two people in the truck; you see one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as soon as he came out that truck and crashed, you can hear it on one of the videos. You can hear the truck going down, people screaming. The truck crashed. Maybe a second later, you hear all those guns open up. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have a chance to get very far. And you see, there was another video from a drone looking down. The guy was doing pressure check, pressure CPR on a body that was right next to the truck.
Damn.
So he made five steps and dropped. They killed him right there. Right. But he shot two cops. So he probably got out, shot two cops, and they opened up on him.
Yep.
So,
but that's that moment that we were talking about where you have to process. If this dude already knows what he's doing and you're processing, you're getting shot. And unless you're behind cover. You got to be behind cover. And then
because you got to think, you got to think to yourself, is he the threat or is he the victim? You don't know because you're seeing this.
Right. We have rights in America, so that's going to slow the police response down.
Right.
Other countries, they'll light that fucker up and then decide, oh, well, yeah, he shouldn't have been with that guy.
Right. But I'm just saying, if you're around that and if you see the guy crash, gets out of the truck and starts shooting, now you're like, what the fuck is going on? Are you just going to just spring into action and become Rambo? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, break out your camera. I ain't breaking out my phone. But
I gotta get my phone out first so that way I can say, oh shit, he's shooting.
You can put it on YouTube. Yeah. But it's like, it's like your reaction time, because now you got to think. I know I have to think. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking the police is, if I see this guy getting out and turning and going back and pointing back to the direction he's firing at, he's being chased. So why would I get myself involved in this at this point? You know what I'm saying? I am big enough to hide a
full size
Glock wearing at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. You're like 6'15" or something like that. And
not fat, just big.
Yeah. Not fat, just big.
Whatever you
Yeah,
gotta do to hide a full size gun out, that's my
right,
recommendation. If not
right,
full
right,
size,
right.
maybe compact. A G19 is probably the smallest thing you can.
Yeah,
I would
that's
recommend.
why. Too late said that's why I put down the firearm
And
and raise hands. Yeah, yeah. You got to. You have to preserve your life at that point because them cops are coming in. They're not playing nowadays. They're coming in. And if you see these cops running around with these rifles, and because that rifle make those weak pistol shooters better. These guys are. They don't have them on safe. And it is fucking swinging that fucking trigger. So you got to be fucking careful. And when they point that red dot, they're gonna put it on you, and they're just gonna pull that trigger until they out of rounds. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So be careful, fucking around with these goddamn cops and these damn shooting events, incidents, because they will kill you if they see a gun from you. They will kill you, and they won't, and it'll be totally justified. You know what I'm
In
saying?
that type of situation, it will be.
Yeah.
Will be
So
because
they be like, "Oh, my bad, bro." And they
yeah,
be sitting there trying to give you CPR while you're sitting there doing the, you doing your last gurgle.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can do that if you want to. I'm just telling you, leave those rifles at home unless you can hunker down. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, if you don't practice any of that stuff, if you've never been involved in anything like that, you're not gonna know what to do.
Yeah. Only thing
Mm.
I'm saying, if you got those rifles, if you run a go bag in your car, don't be so eager to get that rifle out because these police responses is less than fucking a couple of. Remember, it used to be 3 to 5 minutes. Now it's less than a minute for these cops to get on scene, bro. And when they get
Especially
on,
in an event like this, because there's multiple cops and
Mhm.
everybody, all hands on deck.
Yeah,
So you
and
get
when they
guys called in to be there because they need
and
more manpower.
And when they get there, they're thinking my wife is fucking want alimony. I'm fucking pissed off. I gotta work 12 hours a day. My fucking sergeant just went up my ass. I'm gonna kill me a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as that motherfucker come out, he's like, first motherfucker he see with a rifle, he gonna be like, I got that motherfucker.
Dude, this not goddamn hunting season.
Oh, the dude, everybody enjoys fucking shooting people. Come on now. And so they're gonna fucking enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Get the fuck out of here, man.
no,
Yeah,
man.
come
No.
on, dude. There's only a few motherfuckers that don't enjoy that shit. But a lot of them fucking sit there and they fucking that's why the chicks got all the tattoos and shit, because they get all wet and shit from shooting motherfuckers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
This
You know
guy,
this.
man.
You know the
Even
deal.
being shot at from friendlies, motherfuckers, I'm on your side.
You
Exactly.
said what's that?
He said, even being shot at from friendlies, motherfuckers, I'm on your side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you can't tell them that in the heat of battle. What are
right.
you gonna do? Turn and look at them? So now your gun going like this.
Nope.
And now they're gonna really shoot you. You're gonna get domed. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna come over there and try to. I don't know why. If you just dome me, why are you doing CPR? Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Then it's even if that happens and you're in an emergency room, you're probably gonna expire. It's
Yeah.
that's
Or you
hard.
getting shot. Yeah, you're gonna be shot 15 fucking times.
Mhm.
You know, you're not
I
living
think
through
that's
that.
the public to make it look good for the
Yeah,
public.
you're not. That's because of the body cams and shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? But you're not living through that shit. You know
that's
what I'm saying? So, only thing I'm saying, you guys with these rifles, be careful. Start maneuvering with
hell,
pistols
a pistol. Be aware of when you take your firearm out.
and be aware when you need to put it back.
Well, you
Because
gotta.
if they don't see it, they won't shoot you. Remember that. They won't see it. They won't shoot you. You're not a threat if they don't have the gun. But
Yeah.
if you have the gun, you're a threat and they're going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tulane, actually, this white boy has
It's
Irish
Irish, but
blood. Okay.
yeah.
And
So
so, yeah.
run
So,
out.
so just remember, if you did engage, put that motherfucker back. I've heard some dudes talking about, I ain't putting that motherfucker back. I'm sitting there doing this bullshit. You go ahead and get shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to run up. They're going to see you and they go, oh, there's another one.
Twice.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
telling you, be careful, Rise. This is not the season to be doing this John Wick shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You guys gotta chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like I said,
to him
We
twice.
thought black guys were safe until this motherfucker.
Mhm.
We thought brown people were safe until this motherfucker. Now brown and white just became a threat to all these cops.
It was one white guy, one brown guy, black, whatever.
Mm-hmm. So
one.
And anybody in between, you got the color in between, you target too.
And did you see the lieutenant governor from Louisiana is criticizing the leadership in New Orleans after Bourbon Street attack?
What is he saying?
He pretty much sounds like you.
Oh,
He
they
held his tongue long enough. He said her lack of leadership is embarrassing. I'm a
Yeah.
little angry at the fact that some things in the French Quarter we've been trying to do for years have not gotten done. This goes back to like, see, we said it all right here. We should be in this press conference.
Yeah.
Having the dramatic.
Let's go back to the videos and watch her talk. Every time she talks, because she does with her hands. You know what I'm saying? That is a person who has no idea what they're talking about. If they're using their hands to talk, they have no idea what they're talking about. She should be able to just sit there, put her hands down, and just say
The
what the fuck
mayor's
she wants.
office said it's too early to point fingers and cast blame.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
There's people dead.
Yeah, it's not too early because you need it, because this is going to happen again. And if you don't figure out how this happened and why it happened, it's going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? So one of us just got locked up. I don't know. Oh, you still there? Yeah, you still there. Oh, so Two Legs says, drop that shit. Drop this shit on the ground when Leo comes to scene. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Drop it immediately.
What about those guys with the Kimber?
But I see a lot of these guys with these purple guns don't want to drop them. They won't drop them. They'll sit there and go like and try to put it down, and that's how they're gonna get domed. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's why I say it's easier to just carry a pistol. You can just take it in. You see the cops coming. You hear the cops. Right in holster. Reconceal it. Put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? And just wait, because everybody around you gonna be saying that motherfucker right there has got a gun.
So this is a good one for you too. They said that there will be. There'll be people pointing at you because they don't know who you are.
Right.
But the same thing you said, like after the embarrassment of the fiasco of leaving Afghanistan, that ISIS and other radicalized a lot more people.
Yes. Uh-huh.
People sympathize.
And he said Two Legs said he's not smart enough to put it in the grass. So you're gonna drop that motherfucker. Hopefully it's not a SIG. You drop it and the shit goes off. Boom, boom. It bounce. You'd be like, oh fuck.
The right thing.
Yeah. Now you just got fire coming your way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, a lot of these cops becoming expert shots with these ARs. So they're not missing. If you watch a lot of these videos, they're taking these long distance shots, and these guys are not missing. You know what I'm saying?
We're now talking about marksmanship through volume, because you're talking about a dude with a 30-round magazine and 4 of them shooting at the same time. It's gonna hit you. You're not walking past. There ain't gonna be Pulp Fiction out of that.
No. You may be alive for a couple of minutes after saying "you motherfuckers," but you're gonna bleed out.
Now the American politicians and media are speaking to the people the way they should have been doing before this event. Tom Homan warns U.S. national security in grave danger after New Orleans attack, basically saying that we're being targeted for a long time. Everything that happens today has been planned months ago.
Yes, it has. It's too late. But if you had looked, remember the state? What was the state? It was the State Department saying the overseas travel, don't go to Mexico and all that shit. And then the FBI came out and said they came out. What was it last year and said? I think it was the summer and said, people be prepared for a terrorist attack. Be prepared for a terrorist attack. Nobody was listening.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's time to play. Just walking down the street.
Nobody was listening. Even at the whistleblowers were saying, people get prepared. Be prepared.
But one thing I like what the lieutenant governor said in this: most people rely on the government to protect them. So when you go to an event like this, you think that it's safe. You see a lot of cops, you see police cars, they got the little blue lights on. They,
And you
you
being
walk
disarmed.
most places they don't allow you to carry a gun, so you
Mm-mm.
can't defend your goddamn self. And then all of a sudden, this happens because
Mhm.
people lower their guard because they want to have fun. We all want to go places that you can feel comfortable at, regardless of where it is, whether it's in the country or it's in the city. It doesn't matter. You just want to go someplace and you feel comfortable. What's the place that was here for many years and then they were pulled, their car was pulled, they wouldn't allow guns on the property, and then they wound up shutting the shows down. Remember, like 2
Oh
summers
yeah,
ago,
yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
they having big events,
Yeah.
and they weren't allowed, and it's in Georgia, so we have their same rights. Our rights don't stop because we're on that
Gun
particular property.
activists challenged it and
Yep.
made them not, because what they was trying to do, it was a
Uh,
state ground.
yes, there you
And
go.
since we have constitutional carry on the state property, they were
Mhm.
trying to say that the people when they come there have to disarm. You can't bring guns in there, but they couldn't run metal detectors to do it because the police wouldn't enforce it. So they were like, "Well, screw you. This is a constitutional carry area. I'm allowed to carry my gun in here." And they were like, "We don't want guns in here at all." And they was like, "Well, we're bringing them in anyway." You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they were like, "Well, we're just gonna fucking shut the event down." They was like, "Well,
They-
fuck you then."
Yep.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
yep, and they shut it down
They shut it down.
and didn't have it.
Yeah.
Two major events
But see,
that
the
were
thing of it is, it's like they become so anti-gun. I mean, look at the last time the NRA convention was here. We had we had, what was it, more than 7,000 people at this event. And everybody was carrying guns. Not one shooting happened. You know what I'm saying? Not one.
difference between sensible, reliable, and gun owners compared to the rest of the people.
To neophytes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Assholes, just
Yeah.
assholes. You're in a damn bar and there's one seat left, and I sit down and you, hey man, I was already sitting there. Get your monkey the fucking ass up. Solve it. You don't have to shoot
Right.
somebody over that. You don't have to
That's
shoot somebody
because
because they said, hey, I was sitting here first.
sometimes these guns make weak people feel big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big-
And they strap them on. I'm a bad motherfucker now. You know, and just eager to shoot a motherfucker and go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, they got video of the dude's home. I don't know how Fox got this shit, but they got a video of dude's house, inside the house too. And you
So
can tell
you got the video? Put it up.
they gave some cop some money, and he said, all right, and he just stand by and let us just put the camera in, because they didn't go inside. They just got the camera in the room. Let me see, it's one of these. It's just in the room. Let me see. There it is.
It works.
It was early.
Oh, that shit ain't working. Bring that shit down. Check it out when it work. I'm gonna do some chats real quick. Two lag.
Yeah, go ahead.
we listened and we gave stink eye.
No, it's
Yeah. Gaming channel, Chad, thank you for doing that. He reposted this stream. Non-premium users can now also repost. Oh, yeah, they doing a lot of stuff with Rumble. I hope you guys bought some Rumble stock because it's going crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, an armed society is a polite society. It's
uh-huh.
it doesn't work in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So you got an armed society over there, and they're just killing each other like fools. Matter of fact, we don't even hear how many people are dying in Chicago. It used to be we hear. They stopped talking about it. It was an average of 15 to 20 people who get killed in Chicago.
That's the outside.
This is New Orleans guy, right?
See, right.
That shit locked up.
Yeah, and it's the house in
Oh,
Texas. Okay. Right, but somebody probably here's a couple $100. Let me just put the camera in front.
Mm-hmm.
See this? inside. They just show it inside.
He got away with that shit. He know he gonna lose his job. Oh, he
I
gave it
didn't
to
see
the
the
news.
talking about. Damn, he got the Quran right up there. Do you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
The Quran is right up here.
So he's really an ISIS member.
Elevated too. Let me see one more time. There.
I don't see
Yeah.
shit. It's just locked up.
He was playing darts.
Where's the Quran?
He was playing darts with Biden and
That's it, was it?
Yeah, both of them jokers. Did you see the picture?
No,
I'm teasing.
that shit wasn't that close.
He didn't care about either one of them.
So he hated them two motherfuckers.
Yeah, I understand the polite society, and my man over here don't like it, but I do. I don't talk to those idiots. When I see an idiot, I don't talk to him.
I know I don't. So you
Not
talking
don't
about
talk.
me, motherfucker? Two legs. Yeah, you have to be.
I don't have a problem with that.
You have to have a principles of God to be a polite society. Yes, and we're losing that. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. You know, and
You said losing.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. When you got less than 5% of the population willing to do it, it's
yeah. Gaming Chad, New Orleans guy had a goat and a sheep in his yard for personal gratification or a common herd of animals. Well, probably personal gratification. You know, a goat and a sheep. Yeah, you know what he was doing. Come in here. It's nasty. Gaming Chad, I'm sure he took a ride on some point to break them in. Yeah, probably before he did the act, he was like, fuck it, I might as well see what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They always do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sick bastards. But let me show you what else happened.
We got in the details from the Vegas shooter. What do you think?
Oh, let's hold on before I get to that. Hold on. This will happen at a nightclub the same day of those shootings.
Mass in Queens, New York, and injured at least 10 people.
Officials say their injuries are not life-threatening, and now the NYPD is searching for multiple gunmen.
New York can't shoot.
Briella Thomas live outside that mall in Jamaica with the latest. Briella.
Kashani and Dan, good morning to both of you. Police have not pinned down a motive right now, but they have confirmed that this was not an act of terrorism. They're currently investigating whether the shooting may have been gang-related. They're also looking for a light-colored sedan they are hoping will bring them one step closer to the suspects. Investigators say they received 911 calls for multiple people shot outside the Amazura event hall at around 11:18 last night. Police rushed to the crime scene located at 91st Avenue and 144th Place, where they say about 90 people were inside at a private event upstairs. According to the NYPD, the venue was at capacity and a queue of about 15 people had formed outside. That's when police allege 4 suspects began firing into the waiting crowd. Here's NYPD Chief of Patrol, Philip Rivera, with more details.
4 males were walking eastbound on 91st Avenue onto 144th Place towards the venue. 3 to 4 males then opened fire over 30 times in the direction of the group standing outside the event space, striking multiple victims.
10 victims were shot in total, 6 women and 4 men, all between 16 and 20 years old. They're being treated at local hospitals for non-life-threatening injuries. The 4 suspects ran off westbound on 91st Avenue toward 143rd Place, where they got into a light-colored sedan with out-of-state plates. Overnight, police cordoned off this area with evidence markers and crime scene tape. Amazura has the capacity for 4,000 people and regularly hosts DJs and live performances. Last April, 2 men were shot and wounded at the same venue. Neighbors are now calling for an end to the rampant gun violence.
New York is getting out of control, and
Your
these
eyes
kids
out of control.
and these young people need to stop. This killing is unnecessary. The shooting, all this violence, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that woman said that this event was a combined birthday party and memorial for somebody in this neighborhood who had recently passed away. Police confirmed it was a private event, but are still looking into the exact circumstances, what was going on inside. To recap, all victims are expected to recover. For now, we're live here in Jamaica, Queens. Dan and Tashani, back to
You know, the news always find the most weirdest looking person to interview.
But
They
that's
do
the
that
same
on
as
they do that on purpose. You know that, right?
that
They
was the same as the what you were talking about before earlier with Chicago. It's become regular.
yeah.
Shootings in major cities is just another day in the neighborhood.
That sounded like it was gang related.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mhm. But there was something that when they were talking about it in reference to the Vegas shooting, where Elon Musk truck in Trump Towers.
Yeah, let's segue over to that.
Right. So in that, when you hear that, what is it like? What's the symbolism? Not only
Okay, the symbolism is
right.
he was trying to get attention. They said he was a Trump supporter, and but the truck he picked, and see, the guy was special forces, and he had been special forces for 20 something years, so he knew how to make a bomb. You know what I'm saying? But why would you put fireworks, camping gasoline, and stuff to just gonna not really blow up? I mean, he could have made a
Because it goes
huge.
under the radar. You go to and get
No, he didn't want to hurt anybody, bro. He
that
was
too.
not trying to kill anybody. That's what I think he was not trying. I think he went in front of it. He was trying to get attention. Remember, you got to look at what they were talking about. Sean Ryan was saying how he reached out. He wanted to be on TV. He wanted to be on Fox. He wanted to talk to Secretary, the Army. He wanted to talk to a whole bunch of people and try to spread the word of what was going down. You know, he wanted to be a whistleblower. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't know how to become a whistleblower. So it's like, well, I know all this stuff. Should I just make a scene? I wrote this manifesto explaining why I did this, but by him revealing this information, this what he revealed was top secret information at the highest level. So he knew if he exposed this, he was going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Or they were going to kill him. One of the two. So then you got to look at, well, his cat card survived. You know, those things are indestructible. They are built for that. You know what I'm saying? But they said his body was burned up beyond recognition. And so they got the video up to when he kills himself. They already recovered it. You know what I'm saying? So they know he was in there by himself. That's Elon Musk teams. If they already picked a video from him driving and stuff like that in the car, they got everything up to the end point. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, they got every time he stopped to get more battery juice.
and what it videos you inside the vehicle too. So not just the outside.
Right.
Yeah, this camera's on the inside too. So they have all the information. They know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying he knew how to build a bomb. He could have built a bomb that was high great, you know what I'm saying? And because he had the training, you know what I'm saying? And because if he was even if he was a commo guy, they cross train on every level. So he knew how to, you know, he may not have been to breacher school, but the breacher probably taught him classes on things so they know. And and even the average guy is.
So apparently he told his ex-girlfriend that it's not acceptable to seek treatment when he's in special forces. Some of the things he knew he can't speak about.
Right, because of the top secret clearance. Remember, he was a commo guy, so his level of clearance was high, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was a team sergeant. So he was up there, bro. This guy was
They
big.
identified him by his World War I plane tattoo on his right arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I'm reading an article with there's basically
How they identified his body.
They spoke to his girlfriend.
And he shot himself with a Desert Eagle, 50 cal. You know what I'm saying? And
in the car?
Yeah. That's what it's, yeah. So there's instant death. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I just think that's what it was. He picked the spot. It'll just be viewed. It'll be seen. They'll be like, "Oh, Trump Tower." So everybody's like, "Okay, threat. He's trying to kill," and um, and all this stuff. Yeah, and so it's just it doesn't make sense because the guy knew how to make that stuff. I mean, the average infantry, knows how to make explosives. You know what I'm saying? And he made that bomb to make a statement. That's what Tulak said. He made that bomb as a statement and to get his statement out. And now everybody's listening to him. And now everybody's listening to his story. Look how it just came out today on Sean Ryan's show, did emergency meeting. And then Sean Ryan is like the fucking state, not, all these high level motherfuckers want to talk to him, explain all this shit. And he's like, man, I don't want to talk to you motherfuckers. I don't know who the fuck you guys are. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Tulak said even Rangers can still create components. Yeah. I mean, at the level I was, I went to, I had to do a couple weeks training at Benny for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, you learn that. If they want you to learn it, but that's going to be your job. You will go to that school, that class and learn it. You know what I'm saying? You won't go to a school, and the regular unit won't go to an EOD school because that's not your job to be EOD. Because the EOD guys have a special clearance that they have, and even they have that I didn't even notice that, but you talk to some of the EOD guys and they make them make a bomb. And when they make a bomb, they take that bomb away and
See, this is.
they
Go
store
ahead. I got something for you. That
signature.
just as you said that he didn't want to hurt anybody, right?
Mhm.
Listen how the capitalists spin that. Musk turns around and says that the Cybertruck actually contained explosives and directed the blast upwards. Not even the glass doors of the lobby were broken, that it was a safety feature in the car.
Right. I understand. But if he had made something like the
If
now
he
if he
wanted
had
to, he could blow that fucking truck to smithereens.
yes.
If he wanted
Yeah,
to. But they're saying that the truck
look at the
was impenetrable.
yeah, well, yeah, he's taking credit for that, and so everybody's gonna
Cheap
go out.
Chinese
Yeah,
gunpowder, bro.
it's a promotional thing. It's a cheap ad he did. I don't
Exactly.
blame him. That's a businessman. And but I'm just saying, if the
We're taking
guy,
advantage of the situation. Like you said, we
yeah,
live in a commercial world.
right, yeah, look at my shit's badass, and which is true. If you look at all the Teslas that burn the fuck up, they don't melt. The frame is still there. They just fucking burn the fuck up.
It's batteries burning, bro. It's
Right.
not explosives.
I
Let's put some
understand.
seat bitch and see what
But
happens to
right,
it.
but if he had made something like McVeigh did when he,
Exactly. That's the point.
he
Something
could
with
have disintegrated that fucking truck. You know what I'm saying?
thank you.
And so, but he didn't do that because he didn't want to do that. You see, he didn't want to hurt anybody.
And that's why. And
Right.
I like to tell the rest of the world that because
Mhm.
if he wanted to,
Because if
destroyed
he
it.
had hurted somebody, they would have said this. Look how they treat the guy in New
That's
Orleans. That motherfucker.
Yep.
He a
Oh,
coward. He didn't have. I don't want to hear a word he has to
destroyed.
say. You know what I'm saying? And they're not putting out anything he had to say. But this guy, now they're trying to figure out why did this fucker do what he did. What is his story? Information's coming out, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on here now?" You see what I'm saying?
Because there's stuff that he may sacrifice himself and now hand it off to the next person, like the guy you were talking about in the beginning.
Yeah, Sean Ryan.
That now it ain't Sean Ryan, and he's got a big name too.
Yeah, he handed off to that other guy first. Then the other guy contacted Sean Ryan and said, "Hey, this is what's happening. I need to fucking talk to you, man." And because this guy was so high up, the special forces community didn't even know who the fuck he was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was like a ghost in there. It's like, what the fuck? Because the special forces came out and said, nah, he wasn't special forces. Nobody knows him. Then come to find out, this guy was an 18 series. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was a Zulu series. That means he was, a high ranking sergeant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yeah, he was. It was real. Who the fuck was this guy? You know what I'm saying? So Gaming Chad taking off. All right, man.
Hey, good
Gotta
seeing you,
go.
man.
Have a good night, everyone. See you next time. All right, thank you, man. See you. Thanks for stopping through. And yeah, so yeah, at Rangers, yep, you guys blow stuff up. Line dogs blow stuff up. Yeah. So you have access to all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They teach you how to do it. They teach you how to do enough to do some damage. You know what I'm saying? Now it's up to you to figure out what you want to do with it. I don't play around with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that shit right there.
But see, they said that he doesn't appear to dislike Trump.
No, he did not dislike Trump. He was a Trump supporter, 100%.
It doesn't say that. It don't, that's
Oh,
what
it doesn't say that?
He called himself a no label. He has
Oh,
a no
okay.
label.
Usually those guys are independents. You
Right.
remember we met some guys like that. They're independents. Yeah. They don't, because they've seen too much and they just don't want to do the other. You know what I'm saying?
They know both sides are full of shit.
Yeah. Tulag, Call of Duty, Zero Military talking like he is an EOT expert.
Stop, man.
Oh yeah. I was listening to a show, and these guys, the conspiracy theories are running wild, dude. Just listening to some of this bullshit's being talked about on Rumble and YouTube. These guys are all talking shit. They have no idea what they're fucking. There's one guy, his cat card, he was calling it a passport. Yeah, how is his passports not burned up in his car just like 9/11 and shit? And everybody's telling him, dude, it's not a fucking passport, it's a fucking cat card, you dumb fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking it's fucking ridiculous, man. You know?
Yeah, dude must have been on something too, because not on, but he was on the right track because he was a master sergeant when he left, and he was still 37.
Yeah. No, he's fast tracking. Yeah. Yeah. Well, these special forces, they don't have to go to the board and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not it's different for them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's based on their qualifications and how they level up and stuff. You know, I have to ask. We got to ask our Edgar how it works. You know what I'm saying? And he'll tell us because he's up there too. I think he was a master sergeant. You know what I'm saying?
Master
Yeah.
sergeant.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they get promoted in a way different way than we do, than everybody else do. You know. So because if you look at it, mostly everybody that comes out of special forces school, they E6 and or E7s. You know what I'm saying? Promoted right away. Yeah, special forces teams, mostly all of them are E6 and above. You know what I'm saying? There's no privates out there.
Mm.
You know?
Yep.
What we got here? Want me to air that
Just check
something?
if you can pull it up. You see, you could read it from here and see it.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it already?
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, is this a video? I want to play that motherfucker. Yeah, we're gonna play that bitch.
It's still anything on my side.
I got it. I heard about that shit. This shit was funny. Let's see if we can make this shit play.
That's a good way to close.
Oh shit! This motherfucker. They must know I'm trying to do it. They won't let me pull it up.
No, that's what I was thinking the same thing. And I said
they won't let me pull it up. They won't let me pull it up. Oh my god!
It's buffering like I'm, and that's weird because it's doing it on both of us. And of course, I got a commercial for 1 minute and 48. You know damn well I ain't waiting this long.
Shit, I just lost it.
1 minute and 48 commercial. No way. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh well, I had the commercials gone. I gotta do it again.
And I use
I only got 12 seconds of commercials. Hold on.
Well, you better than me. You're probably gonna make me pay for all the time that.
Let me see. I gotta do it. Hold on.
Oh, I know.
Nope, they blocking me like a motherfucker, dude. Let me listen to this shit.
It's going through.
Our vice president messed up the Pledge of Allegiance. She messed up the beginning. Oh my God! I used to say that as a kid. Every time we go into class, we had to stand up, do like this, and go pledge allegiance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But see, you did it sober.
I was a kid,
Hey.
man. I was in third, fourth, all the way up to fifth grade. It is sober. Get the fuck out of here. No, it was sober. We didn't
You
have to
did it
do.
I said you did it while sober.
Oh, I was a kid, but I was a kid though. I wasn't
You're
gonna
not
be
listening.
drinking when I was not a kid.
I said you did it
Al
while
yawning.
sober.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
not.
tired too, man. I'm exhausted. You know.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I know
Testing.
you said
Right.
you was doing it while I did it while I was
said
sober. So I was a
you
kid. I
were
wasn't drunk.
doing it when you were young. You were
Right.
sober.
Right.
She's
Then I didn't.
sober. She
I
messed
don't
it
think
up.
I ever said the pledge of allegiance again until probably the only time I said it again was at one of these NRA meetings. That was about it. Yeah. You know, that's the only time they do it. Even in the army, you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ready his bedtime 2 hours ago.
Who?
Two leg comment.
Oh yeah.
Yawning.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening. Let's keep you guys' heads on the swivel. We're not having an after hours tonight. We'll do it. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, we'll get the first guest of the year.
Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna get ready to start wrapping this thing up, guys. And but just look out if this is happening now. What that lady, you know what? I wanted to bring that lady up that was in the Sean. Let me see if I can find her real quick. On the Sean Ryan show, you know what I'm talking about, that CIA agent.
Mm-hmm.
She had predicted this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And let me see, can I find her? Come on, dude. What's happening? On this page now. Oh, there she is. CIA targets coming to America. I'll just play the it's an hour and 50 something minutes, but I'll just play the 6 minutes short. And of her.
Contagious.
What's that? You're yawning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I can't share shit, dude. What the fuck?
What?
No. Some reason I can't share. I just fucking tried to share this. They won't let me share anything. Let me give it to you and see can you share? Can you share?
Yeah, it just opened up.
Okay. You got it? This is what you got? Try to share that.
Give me one.
It's just we're gonna share the preview. This happened 3 weeks ago. She was on the Sean Ryan show, and she said the United States is gonna have attacks every day, something similar to what we just had a couple of days ago. And also too, something we wanted to talk about. It was something you posted. You said it was they're planning on having a MAGA rally during the 19th. Let's play this first, and we'll go from there. Go ahead.
And email that you should disseminate information, and that you're not doing it through the proper channels. Former CIA officer, Libyan crisis before, during, and after the 9/11 attacks, counterterrorism analyst, targeter for the CIA, senior advisor on the Select Committee on Benghazi, NGO official working across multiple conflict zones, including Afghanistan, Ukraine, and Sudan, known to be 10% humanitarian, 90% warlord. We have a love-hate relationship.
So we are the ones on the ground getting the information. So it's obviously not classified channels, right? We're not going to foreign militaries. You know, we're not going to the intelligence community and getting this information. So it's publicly available, and we can basically share it with whomever we want because it's completely unclassified.
According to intelligence reports cited by international media, Hamza bin Laden, the son of Al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, is alive and leading the terror outfit. International media reports suggest that Hamza is secretly running the Al-Qaeda from Afghanistan.
The last piece is they want this October 7th style attack in multiple places in Europe and then in the US. And that's the one that Scott talked to you about that we had, you know, in the AQ 2.0 book. But I realized he didn't give it to you when he was here.
Al-Qaeda 2.0, the upcoming attack on the United States and Europe unveiled.
The outlet said that the man dubbed the Crown Prince of Terror is hiding in northern Afghanistan under the constant protection of 450 snipers.
Now, these guys, I think it was you that posted a video of an Al-Qaeda training camp, and it was almost like a display. It looked like a well-done YouTube video of skills. Is that common?
Yeah, but that's a step down. So
that was really good.
That's Taliban.
I mean, I'm going to overlay that video for the audience to see just how sharp these guys are getting. I mean, that's really good.
We've seen this before. They're taking our
it scared the shit out of me.
They're taking our IDPA training and using it.
Why would you come all across the world, the southern border of this country? I think the chances are that there's some bad intentions there for some of these people.
I don't know if you saw, but Scott Mann and I went and met with Governor DeSantis and briefed this to him, and he said, I've received no threat reporting at all on terrorism from the federal government. So they're not passing anything down to these levels. So anyone who's like, yeah, this is all happening behind the scenes, don't worry, everyone's prepared. Our law enforcement knows. Most of the country have never heard Al-Qaeda's planning an attack here.
It sounded like DeSantis actually took it very seriously.
He did. He, the next day, briefed the sheriffs, every sheriff in the state of Florida, and told them there's a potential threat.
I wonder if there's a way to get DeSantis to have a chat with Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, to start standing something up like that, because I thought that was genius.
New at noon, Governor DeSantis taking new action in the border crisis.
Biden has the authority to close this border today if he wanted to. He lacks the will to get the job done.
I love seeing you and having you on the show, and then every time you leave, I'm pissed off about everything you're talking about.
Think about what this did. They allowed all this to happen. Trump takes over. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Rights Aid Board, all things terrorism. It's in the Sean Ryan Show
all
newsletter. You can go to SeanRyanShow.com.
Know exactly what they're doing.
There's a sign-up link. It'll be in your inbox.
So what we do is when we get threat information, we pass it to where it belongs. Sometimes the threat is against a foreign government, so we'll send it to maybe like the ambassador at the embassy in Washington, D.C.
I think it's still going.
Well, wait a minute. How can the Russians be involved? Because there was that big mall attack from ISIS, which if all these networks are connected.
Right. The thing is, just like us, Russia had to go to the Taliban to collect on ISIS and to go against ISIS, just like we do. Northern Afghanistan is run by an individual named Gulmurad Khalimov. He's basically one of the main enemies in the world of Russia. He used to run the Tajikistan Special Forces. He defected to ISIS.
Forward.
And then there is the restoration of the caliphate. So the Syria push is the restoration of the caliphate. The Mali push is the restoration of the caliphate. So he's just doing his father's old goals. but faster, and he's using all the other terrorist groups to make it happen. It's not going to be Al-Qaeda reaching these goals. It's going to be Al-Qaeda, ISIS, whomever.
Yeah, that's it. So you guys know Monday is January 6th. Okay. Democrats are already talking about doing an insurrection. They're already talking about doing an insurrection, trying to stop President Trump from becoming president. They're trying to say that Kamala Harris, she don't. Oh, shit. I just lost myself. Coming back.
Feet don't fail me now.
They're trying to get Kamala Harris to not swear in the votes on Monday. And technically she don't. The Democrats took the power from the vice president. So she don't have the power to do what they think she can do. So you may have some protesters out there and trying to overthrow the government to stop the certifications on Monday. And so that could be another terrorist attack event too. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's see if I can share now.
So apparently CBS put out that the Democrats on a low-profile House committee have been meeting and designing a plan against any attempt to interfere with the electoral.
Right, they're not going to do it. Yeah,
they're saying that they're going to make sure that it goes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're saying they expect a quieter January 6th this time around. And this was
and see, and Trump, he fucking did. He brought whatchamajigam back the second. What do you call the guy? Speaker of the House back. But that was a political move because he needs stuff to go through, and he don't want to be fighting to get a new Speaker of the House. And because Johnson was just voted back in today, and so Johnson's Speaker of the House until the 4 years from now, or to get rid of him, whatever. And so, but that was a political move. He had to keep him. A lot of people saying get rid of Johnson because he's a snake and all this other stuff. Well, Johnson is a politician, but Johnson is almost seeing Trump's vision. He almost sees it. You know what I'm saying? And so what had just happened today was a couple of Republicans are going to be defective machines and it was going to go against Johnson, and Johnson wouldn't be able to do it because they only can lose two. They lost one, but come to find out, those two came back because everybody was saying the Republican Party is weak. They're not like Democrats. They get up here like cats and they can't be herded into doing and just staying strong and just doing what's right for the American for the country. You know what I'm saying? Stop with your personal vendettas and shit. So this was what happened today with Johnson was huge, and hopefully if the Republican Party sticks together, they can get a lot of stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Republican Party is a fucking joke, man. They are a fucking joke. So Trump's holding a victory rally before Inauguration Day, and they're telling people get your fucking tickets. This is going to be a fucking disaster. He shouldn't do this. So he's saying he's going to have about 20,000 fucking close friends that is sworn in on January 19th. This is going to turn into a fucking disaster. FBI is going to infiltrate this. Fucking BLM motherfuckers are going to be here. Antifa motherfuckers. This is going to be a disaster, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if this turned into a bombing, a riot, and they're going to be like, oh, he's starting another insurrection. Let's not certify him. Or let's not fucking go through with the fucking handing the power. But he should cancel this. You know what I'm saying? This should be canceled immediately. Because he's giving these motherfuckers fuel to fuck him now. You know what I'm saying? So but it is true. He is planning on doing this. He said it from Mar-a-Lago, and he needs to chill the fuck out. He needs all the new Congress was sworn in today, and and JD Vance was sworn in today by Vice President Kamala Harris. And and it was funny because JD Vance had a smile on his face, and because he's taking her job and she was swearing him in. Yeah, the CIA trains the war machines. The CIA is the most dirtiest son of a bitches you ever want to see in this country, and they do operate inside the United States. A lot of people say they're not supposed to, but they do. And we've seen that, and there's a reason why I can say this, because the drugs that was moving in the United States back in the 80s were the CIA. Okay, so they do operate here.
Yep.
Yeah. And well, let's get ready to close this bitch out. And we want to thank everybody for coming through. Like I said, we're on the Mighty Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, and we have nobody on Kick, but we're still broadcasting over there. And I'm gonna find some other places to broadcast too, just for GP till we get kicked off. Yeah, it's two lag. Yeah, you're right. That's a perfect reason for they all need to go away. Yeah, we need to destroy the alphabets and everybody else agency and start from scratch. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, that is because they're all corrupt at this point. You know what I'm saying? And especially FBI. FBI is so corrupt. Like the show. If you guys see the show and watch it later on, like the show. And comment on the show if you guys want to after the show's been aired. I know you guys, a bunch of you guys are watching the show, and you guys don't give us some comment. Give us some feedback and some things you want us to see, things you don't want us to say, And yeah, if you like Al's shirt, he's not wearing it.
They're just basic tonight, man.
They just got a basic shirt on. Yeah. And other than that, we got like I said, we got the new training schedule up. We can help you guys zero in your weapons. We can help you guys zero your iron sights. Some new stuff that's coming down.
Rifles, pistols.
Yeah, and check out the classes. Al's got some new pricing. This came out on his. Click on his stuff. You'll see the new pricing when you click on it, and you can check him out. And we appreciate everybody to stop through. Yep. We see a bunch of you guys watching on different channels and stuff. And even if you're not chatting, we see you. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Amen, Pastor Amble.
Yeah. We try. Well, we got to get back in the swing of things and make things happen. And we're going to basically getting ready for the NRA show because we're going to do some shows out there. Yeah. Only thing I had to say is I see you guys in the range. What you got, Al?
Hey, man, same old. Protect the second, pass it on to the next generation.
All right. I think some guys are saying something. You guys want to reach out? Oh, okay, cool. Let me save your email here. Put it in Notepad before I shut down. All right, cool. I got your email. Cool. I'll save it. And you want to come on the show? And let me know. I'll reach out to you. All right, man. And other than that,
see you next time.
See you next time. I'm trying to find what I need. There we go.